Hello, and I am sorry I was unable to attend in person the Connecticut Forum on AIDS, but I did want to make this tape to bring a few messages to you as you are assembled and talk about this vital subject. I have known, of course, that I have AIDS since September 1988 and lived a relatively free life with very few opportunistic infections until just recently. I have done quite a bit of reading and research on the subject, and most of you know that last summer I formed the Arthur Ashe Foundation for the Defeat of AIDS to raise money for AIDS-related projects and also to raise public awareness and help educate the public about this pandemic. So talk to some high school students, especially those in, I guess, what we call inner city neighborhoods, who are very, very cynical to begin with. They usually don't believe much of what they hear from anyone. The system has never worked for them, and they are loath to accept anything that they hear on face value. And when you are 16, 17, 18 years old and your hormones are raging, and it is a status symbol for you to claim as many sexual conquests as possible, along being able to memorize the latest rap record, well then they are ripe for heterosexual transmission of the virus that causes AIDS. We've also learned that just providing them with the information is not nearly enough. That is, it is not enough that one of these kids, a boy or a girl, would sit down and correctly answer every question on some AIDS test. That is not what really matters in the final result. What really matters is that when the appropriate time arrives, they will do the appropriate thing and either abstain or use condoms. If you were to walk into a typical urban high school with 10th or 11th graders and talk about abstinence or safe sex as the only avenues open, in particular abstinence, they're going to laugh at you. Not only laugh at you, won't even listen to you anymore. We have to be practical and reasonable. American teenagers are having sex more often than ever before. And that being the case, if we want to contain the spread of AIDS as much as possible, we have to realize that some way, some consensus-driven way must be arrived at whereby we make it possible for them to contain the spread of what may be AIDS passing back and forth among them. My own personal experience of living with this situation for now 4.5 years, even finding some solace in the fact that based on expectations back in September of '88, when I found out I had AIDS, that I am a long-term survivor. Most people don't even get this far. I'm now quite familiar with many of the problems, medical and otherwise, that AIDS patients have to go through. There is still a tremendous amount of work to be done with the public to assure them that ordinary contact with people like myself poses absolutely no danger to them. I can sneeze in their presence, I can cough in their presence, we can drink out of the same glass, we can use the same knife, fork, or spoon, we can kiss, and you're not going to transmit the virus. You cannot get this virus. No need to worry about that. And I hope that the Connecticut Forum in its deliberations makes that very clear, because there is still a lot of common public misconceptions about modes of transmission out there. Lastly, AIDS patients are not to be pitied. None of us want pity. We do want compassion. We do want understanding. Life is going to be difficult enough as it is without people engaging in acts of violence against us. And I saw about a month ago, just after Thanksgiving, a New York Times report that about 1/3 of people who were publicly declared to be HIV positive have had to undergo some physical violence against them. School children in some places still want to shun someone who has AIDS or is HIV positive. I hope the forum addresses those common everyday problems, because because there's no truth to that and no need for anyone to have to undergo that. Again, thanks for your patience. I am sorry I could not be there in person, but I hope this tape and my message in a small way makes up for my lack of being there in person. Thank you and good luck.
Thank you all. It's my sad task to try to make an announcement to you. I've asked Gina and Doris to join me, and I'm not sure that I'm strong enough to make this announcement. I'm going to read an item off of the Associated Press wire. At 3:15 today, Arthur Ashe died of pneumonia and other complications from his battle with AIDS. And I'm very sorry for Arthur and his family.